Hi Year 10s, welcome to the last of these YouTube clips for this week. This is just to wrap up the week from what we've been learning. And let's look at linear functions. Now a linear function is a straight line, so it's increasing or decreasing by the same amount each time. And that's why we'll always get a straight line, which is what we've been looking at this week. The general form of the formula is y equals mx plus b. Now it's a really important formula for you guys to remember. It's one that will crop up a lot in the future. M is the gradient and b is the y-intercept. The gradient, as we said yesterday, looks at the steepness of the line, and the y-intercept is where the line cuts this y-axis, or also when x is 0. So this point here along the y-axis would also be when x is 0. The first thing you need to be able to do is state or discover the gradient and the y-intercept when you're given the formula. This is a pretty easy skill to do. Remember, so the letter with the attached to the x will be the gradient. So the gradient in the first formula is 2, and the y-intercept is 4, the number on the end. Okay, in the second one, we have y equals 6x. So the gradient is 6, and the y-intercept, there's no number mentioned there, so it must be 0. And this one here, we have x plus 4, so the gradient is 1. If we have one of the x, then we just say x, so the gradient in C must be 1. And the y-intercept in this one is 4, so the line cuts through at 4. In this last one here, the gradient must be a half. And the y-intercept again is 4. Now, the gradient can be a fraction, and if you do get a fraction, leave it in fractional form, don't convert it to a decimal. And that's looking at the gradient formula. If we look the other way, if we're given what each of those means, and we need to write the function, so this first one would be y equals 5x plus 3. Remember, we go y equals m, which is the gradient, x plus the y-intercept, or minus the y-intercept if needed. Okay, I've just changed a couple of these and I've just deleted some. I think this is a fairly straightforward concept for you guys. The second one here, we have y equals a half. Y equals a half x minus 2. And that's how we work this. Now there is a worksheet or two on this skill, and it is a good one just to get used to it. Now we touched on the gradient yesterday. Here's just another way of looking at it. Remember, gradient is rise over run. The gradient is positive if the graph is if the line is sloping upwards, and is negative if the line is sloping downwards. Now sometimes you might be asked to state the formula given a graph, and that's what we're looking at now. Remember, you can always use your gradient formula if you're not sure what the gradient is. So we can see here we have a line where we're going across 1 and we're rising 3, so that would be 3 over 1, so a gradient of 3. And we can see here that the y-intercept is minus 2, so here we have our formula of 3x minus 2, because the y-intercept is minus 2 and the gradient is 3. Okay, let's have a look at another one. Let's do the y-intercept first because that's a bit easier. So our y-intercept this time is 3. And in this one here, we're going across 1 unit and we're going up 2. So rise over run would be 2 over 1, which would give me 2. So my formula would be y equals 2x plus 3. That's my formula there. Okay, in class you need to make sure that you complete the booklet on Friday, and homework for the weekend is to make sure all your notes and the booklet are complete for Monday when I come and check. Hope you have a good weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.